One of the things that we'd like to cover today is that when we talk about after sales, we always think after sales means you buy something,
Yes.
and then someone says, okay, what happens after that? What kind of service you're going to get after that? Are you going to get good service? Are you going to get
bad
poor service?
Yes, that's right.
That kind of thing. But we can see after sales more than just that. Take for example, if you treat yourself as an employee, as someone who gave a service to the company, and you receive money. So technically you sold yourself.
Yes, that's right.
And you are providing a service to the company.
True.
And if you are going to just say, okay, let's say if I'm a doctor, you employ me as a doctor, and you say, okay, Dr. Aly, you're going to do lasers, Botox, and chemical peels, and that's all I do.
Yep.
And after that, I just at 5 o'clock sharp I go back. What else do I go? So today we're going to talk not just about what you're going to experience in the consumer market, we as consumers, but let's also take a look to reflect. How is it like that we are the salesperson, we sold ourselves to a company, and how are we going to go the extra mile to provide that kind of extra service?
Yeah. So I mean, all of us would have one point or another encountered poor sales service and great sales service. I think here we should. I think we each have our own stories to share. I think during the whole MCO period, I actually saw on your Facebook. You were ranting about someone's or one company's sales service, and this is not even an after sales service. I think it's even a pre-sales service.
Pre-sales service.
So can you tell me something a little bit more about that?
All right. So this is during the MCO, and during the MCO, I think quite a lot of people's business were affected, and one of the things that was heavily affected was people commented that because of the MCO, business is bad. And I agree, business is quite badly affected. So this is what happened during this MCO period. So we'll just skip the whole front part. But basically, the big issue I had was with Fuji Xerox. I was actually looking for a service whereby I could change the copy machine in my office. I've been using one whereby I can print from the Windows, but I can't print from the Mac, I can't print from the smartphone. And these days, for this kind of rental service, you want something that works everywhere, seamless, wireless. So on Instagram, I'm surfing, and Fuji Xerox just keeps popping up. Sorry, HP keeps popping up. HP pops up non-stop, it's like showing, we got this full service provider, we got this service. And even lately, they're doing a lot with they've partnered with some of the local business person, including Brian Lu.
Yeah, I saw that, yes. Including Brian Lu, the founder of T-Life.
So they do such heavy marketing during the MCO period. So I said, okay, why not? Get everything sorted out, at least get the paperwork done, so when time comes, that's fine. So we contacted them in April. No response.
How do you contact them?
So they only have two options. One, which is to email them. Another one is to call.
Okay.
So when we called, no one picked up.
Yep.
And when we emailed, no response.
No one answered.
Not even an acknowledgement that says we received your.
Not even an automated email back.
Yeah. So okay, we waited, and 2 weeks later, we followed up. Still nothing. A month later, still nothing. And we decided, okay, fine. So I contacted some friends, and they said, why don't you give Fuji Xerox a try? And when we called Fuji Xerox, the next day, he was in the office. He was in the office.
Okay, that's good.
It was not easy during that time. It was already partial MCO. Not easy for them to come out, but they came out.
Definitely.
And on the spot, we just signed the contract and said, okay, done, finished. There's nothing very complex about it. And he made life so easy. It's like, sign here, explain, and then he just says, okay, I'm going to be very frank with you. The contract runs this long. This is the exit clause you need to pay. But if you manage to find someone to take over the contract, then continue.
Then they just continue the contract then.
And to me, that was good enough. The sales service was for me to sign the dotted line. The after sales service was to tell me how I could run out from the contract.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. So basically, they minimize friction. That means that they made it easier for you as a consumer.
Yes.
That means that you just needed to just give them a call, just tell them what you wanted, and they settle majority of the stuff for you.
Yep. So that itself is as simple as after sales service
Yeah,
can be.
yeah.
And going the extra mile was basically just coming to the office.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, during the MCO period, it's a risk. It's a risk.
It's a hassle.
Yeah, it's a hassle
It's
as
a
well.
huge hassle, but still, not a major issue.
Okay, have you heard back from HP?
No,
Until now, never heard back from them.
I'm busy printing, pressing the printing button from my phone, from my iPad, from my Mac. I'm printing everywhere now.
Okay,
But HP has not gotten back.
HP hasn't gotten
But
back to
still,
you.
but they're still heavily advertising.
They're still heavily advertising. So well, HP, you just lost business.
You just lost
You
business.
just lost business. I mean, it's one thing to advertise for potential leads, but if you don't convert the leads to sales, then there's no point really, lah.
Correct. I think in terms of when people talk about sales,
Yeah.
we spend a lot
Yeah.
on marketing, advertising
Yeah.
to get new customers.
Yeah.
And it's not cheap.
Yeah, it is.
The cost per acquisition is high.
It is high,
But-
depending on industry, but it's high.
Most of the time, it's worth it.
Yeah, of course.
But once you get them, don't you want to retain them?
Yes, definitely.
And after you retain them, then it's all about building loyalty.
Yeah. Yep.
And a loyal customer becomes your salesperson.
Yeah. They actually become your mouthpiece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've got this really simple quote, one wise guy, and I quote it from him: great sales create happy customers.
Yeah, of course.
Right? So that's during the sales process, they look after you, blah, blah, blah. But great after sales service create loyal customers. And I think that's really important, because
Yeah.
I would prefer to have a loyal customer
Of course.
who will talk non-stop,
Of course.
good stuff. It's like your fans on your
Yeah.
on your
Exactly,
page.
exactly.
They talk about
Exactly.
you non-stop.
Yeah, I mean, instead of, because the reason why you want a loyal customer, because your loyal customer then becomes your ambassador, and they imagine, right, they are your salespeople and they're doing for free.
Yeah.
They would generate leads, and you don't even have to pay them a single cent. You don't even have to acknowledge them. They help you generate leads, which then will then funnel down to sales, and then you get other customers.
Correct. And I think that's important, but
Yeah.
but many people miss that point.
Yeah.
They find the sales process to be amazing,
Yeah.
but the after sales.
Yeah, after sales is horrible. So a lot of businesses, what they do, actually, I would think a lot of businesses, the downside is in the beginning when you first start up, you want to make sure that your sales is great, your after sales is great. Then once you have business, then that's when a lot of businesses or a lot of people tend to just ignore their current customers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So example, I got these mics from Tronmax. So I actually ordered online. And then I was on Lazada, and I actually saw a great deal on these mics. Then I ordered it. Then I was wondering whether they could send it slightly ahead of time, right? Because sometimes the Lazada pickup can be slow, the delivery can be slow. So I texted. So on Lazada chat, I texted the seller and I asked, if you guys could, provide me a number to your office, maybe I could call and liaise with them to try and pick up these mics slightly ahead of time. So what happened was they provided me a number.
All right.
And then the following day, I call up the number. I say, hi, my name is so-and-so, this is my order number, and I just recently purchased the mics. So I was wondering if I could just send a runner to pick it up. If it's not too much hassle. Then of course, it was 9:30 in the morning, and I was probably the first customer to actually call up the so-called helpline.
Yeah.
And then the guy just bluntly on the phone told me, no. Very, very rudely, very, very bluntly said, no.
Wow.
You can't pick it up. You have to wait for Lazada. I say, well, I understand, but is there any way I can work around it? Since I already purchased it, it's not like I am about to purchase. I've already paid for it. You actually went through the credit card the day prior, and he just bluntly said, no, that's your problem for buying through Lazada.
Wow.
If you have bought through us, you can come and pick it up, but you bought through Lazada, so you have to wait. And I was a little bit cheesed off because I'm I'm considered as your current customer.
Correct.
Yeah, I can cancel the purchase anytime because you haven't fulfilled it yet.
Correct.
So, but I told him, okay, it's okay. You know, if you say Lazada can't send it, if you say I can't pick it up, I need to wait for Lazada to come pick it up, then it's fine by me. Right? It's okay by me. I will just wait a couple more extra days. But if you could help me out, you know, if you could just process the order as quick as possible, hopefully Lazada can come pick me up, can come pick it up. Then of course, I wanted to tell him off, but I want to do it in a nice way. Then I told him off. I kind of told him, young man, it's quite early in the morning. Probably you should go have some coffee, and then hopefully the next call you'll be slightly nicer.
Okay.
And he was taken quite aback. Then he was like, okay. Then he just okay. Then I said, you know what, it's fine. You know, I'll just wait for the mics to actually arrive. Then I just put on the phone. But it wouldn't kill him to be a little bit nice. I wouldn't say nice. I mean, I wasn't one of those rude customers that was shouting him in the morning and it was not his fault. You know, I was just asking a simple question: can I pick it up? No, I mean it's fine. You know, you just tell me, oh, I'm sorry, I can't do it. You can't pick it up. Lazada has to pick it up because it's part of their
policy.
Yeah, it's part of their policy. It's the standard operating procedure. Unfortunately, you can't break it. If you had told me nicely, I would say, no, fine. You know, again, I still like the product. The mics are great. I don't have any issue with the after sales service. It's just that one phone call could have been nicer.
Correct. It's very interesting that you speak about Lazada and the policy they have. Of course, we all know that when you purchase something from Lazada, part and parcel of the whole process is that they make money from your delivery service, etc. And I think that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
But I think it did not give them the right to be rude to you and say that it's your fault that you purchase it through Lazada. I think anyone who wants to do proper business should have a policy that says all delivery will be fulfilled by Lazada. And if you want to pick it up yourself, that charges will still be incurred.
Exactly.
And I think that's fine. I'm willing, because most of the time when we buy through Lazada, we already got a bit of a discount.
Yes, that's right.
Lazada eats the discount out of them, makes back some money from delivery.
Yes, that's right.
So they are already on the losing end. So I understand if we deduct some more, it's bad for their business.
Yeah, it is.
But they should be flexible enough to say, we can't refund you anything, including the delivery charge. But if you want to deliver, pick it up yourself, go ahead.
I mean, I totally understand where they come from because it's probably Lazada's way of ensuring that the products go through them in order for the merchants to get paid.
Correct.
I mean, that one I totally understand. If the young gentleman would have explained to me nicely, then I would have said, you know what, I totally understand. Even end of the day also, I told him, I understand that, you know, these kind of things you can't alter because it's just standard operating procedure for Lazada. It's their policy, and then you have to deliver through them because I purchased through their platform. But at least, you know, sound a little bit more courteous. That would have been much better. Much better experience.
I recently just saw on Twitter someone was also ranting on video. So this lady, she and her husband boarded an AirAsia plane to go back to Kota Baru.
Okay.
And they carried with them, usually they always carry one luggage with them. Now, of course, if airlines were really strict, it would have been by the size and 7 kilos strict. Some countries really enforce that. AirAsia has been quite lenient all this while to allow people to bring quite a full-size baggage in. When she arrived at the gate, so they refused entry and told her that she needed to check in those bags. And because of that process, she missed the flight.
Okay.
Now, as a consumer, I can see from her point of view, she's cheesed off. Although it has already been displayed, but it doesn't hurt when you receive your e-ticket to have another reminder that says baggage is limited to this, or let's say in view of COVID, baggages are not allowed to be brought in on board and you need to check in. It should be clearly stated. Then that would be, again, it's part of after sales service. We've already purchased it, you know, and you should pop up. In fact, when we purchased the ticket, we already signed off the credit card, another one should pop up and say, one last time, do you want to purchase check-in baggage? Because we are going to refuse you if you bring in anything beyond a backpack 7 kilos. I think that's fair.
But the thing is, Now, in that particular situation, whose fault would that be? Would it be the consumer's fault because she knowingly knew that it was a 7 kilo limit, but she knowingly carried more? I mean, most of the time it's not by accident. Most of the time they actually know
Correct.
that it's more than 7 kilos, and she knows if it's more than 7 kilos, and if she gets caught, she'll be delayed or thrown off the flight. So is it her fault, or was it AirAsia's fault for not reminding, even from the point whereby they arrive at the airport? Right? Maybe they should have displayed reminders at the arrival gates. Display reminders that do not carry more than 7 kilos, as we will do random checks.
Well, I would still say the customer is right, and that the fellow who sold the tickets the onus is on them, because it's for a very long time they've not enforced it.
Yeah.
I remember when they first enforced it, I was cheesed off, but I respected the rule. But after that, I think enough people complain, and they've never enforced it for so many years anyway.
I don't know. I was actually one of the few that was caught once.
Yeah.
So I was on a flight in I think, if not mistaken, was actually from Bali coming back, and then they stopped us at the arrival gates. It means we actually passed through all the checkpoints, immigration, everything, and at the arrival gate, and we were carrying a regular sized luggage. But I think from what they saw, they saw a couple carrying one regular size luggage, and decided, you know what, we just randomly stop this couple first. And they stopped us, and they weighed the bag, and true enough, it was 2 kilos overweight. And the thing is, we knew it was a little bit overweight. So they told us that, you know what, you have to remove at least 2 kilograms. You either dispose them, or you check in the entire luggage. And then, of course, my spouse was a little bit cheesed off. She was like, "Oh, no, it's all clothes inside. How can you ask us to throw our clothes away and all?" But I told her, it's actually our fault. We knew it was overweight, and we were hoping that we could squirm through the AirAsia security checks like we always do, and we got caught red-handed. So end of the day, we couldn't remove 2 kilograms. We paid for excess baggage, and from then on, I never snuck in any excess weight.
There's a trick behind it.
Okay, wear it, is it?
All right. No. So the trick
Wear
is
the clothes.
No, the trick is go into duty free, buy a box of chocolate, get a huge plastic bag, and stuff 2 kilos of stuff into your duty free bag.
But however, duty free bags are regularly sealed.
No, they seal the inside. The outer bags are not sealed.
Okay, but you were about to miss our flight, right? So I can't be running back to the duty free gates.
That's true. So speaking of some poor customer service, all right. This is actually one of my experiences. So there was a cafe that I went to, and if you can see it, then it's probably written there. It's a very nice cafe. To be fair, it's in PJ. It's a very nicely decorated cafe, but they've got a very weird policy. It's not written, but it is sort of like understood among the staff. And if you come, you must understand with some superpowers. Is that each person who comes in must order minimum 1 drink.
Okay.
So if you come in with a group of 10, they expect you to order 10 drinks.
10 drinks.
Otherwise, they'll be very rude to you.
Okay.
And I say it means they are really seriously very rude.
That means upfront they do it on purpose.
On purpose. So
on purpose they're rude to you.
So my experience was, when we were there, we finished dinner across the road. We came over to have some coffee and cakes and some ice cream. So there was about 10 of us, but we ordered, I think, 5 drinks.
Okay.
And I mean, 3 were kids anyway. And at the counter, they just go, "There's 10 of you, and you're going to order only 5." In a very sarcastic tone.
Okay.
And we said, "Yes." Then they said, "But there's 10 of you, and only 5. You should order at least 1 each."
Okay.
We were very cheesed off.
Yeah,
It was
of course.
a horrible experience.
Yeah.
But had they put it right in front,
Exactly.
then it's my fault. If
Yes,
I want to go
that's
in,
true.
I'm prepared to pay 1 each,
That's
or
true.
one fellow get 2 drinks.
That's true. That's true.
So this was my experience. But however, this was something that I love, and it's something that we must probably learn a little bit about after sales.
Yeah, but how to respond to
how to
criticism.
respond.
Yeah.
So this one, somebody responded to that same cafe and say, rude. We as customers don't expect to be treated like a king nor queen, but this is the worst we can expect. Speak with manners at least. All right, that's fine. You're angry, but then the response was, Glad that you don't expect to be treated like a king nor a queen. However, we think as business owners, we have our parts, and similarly, customers have their parts to play. It's called common courtesy, and blah, blah, blah. The rest of it they talk about the one drink, one thing policy. Again, I have no problems with someone who wants to have a one person, one drink policy, but I think you should say it out.
Yeah.
And don't spoil the experience.
Yeah, I mean, it should be, first of all, it should be displayed properly. That if you want to have, if you guys want to come in, everyone has to at least order either an entree or a drink. Right? I mean, again, displayed right at the entrance before people walk in.
Yeah.
Again, it's true that it is the owners or the people running the business can reject any customers they want.
Correct.
But you have to reject them in a nice way. You can't be rude to them, you can't be blunt to them. And then on top of that, of course, now we are living in the world of social media, as you know. Those reviews are from Google. Now the next thing is how to respond to criticisms.
Correct. You have any slide you want to show?
Yeah, so definitely. So this one.
Which one?
Yeah.
This one.
No, you go for this one first.
All right.
Yeah. So now, poor customer service, is it a norm or is it business fatigue? So I think we've heard of, I have probably gone through all four of them.
All right.
So I mean, how often have you heard, right, when you call up a business and you say, you know what, I have an issue here. Can you help me? Then the person say, this is not my department, I'll pass you to the relevant department. Then he puts you on hold, and then lo and behold, the nice, background music comes out, makes you wait for a minute, 2 minutes. Then person on the other line picks up the phone. Hi, I'm so and so. How can I help you? Then you need to repeat your question all over again. Hi, I have this particular problem. I need your help. And then they say,
that's not my department.
No, it's not my department. I need to pass you on to another department. Again, you get passed on. Again, you wait for a couple of minutes, and the next person picks up. You have to repeat your question all over again, or your problem all over again. And sometimes, if you're lucky, you get a hold of the person. Sometimes you're not lucky. I'm sorry, he or she, they are on leave. You need to call back some other day. And a lot of times, even sometimes, I have had instances where I get cut off. I was waiting, I got cut off. I had to recall, and the first guy picked up again. And I said, you know what? I got cut off. Okay. I will reroute you back. This can be phone, or it even can be in person, where you walk up to the shop or you walk up to a service center and say, I have this particular issue. I need, can you help me with it? Then sometimes they respond, this is not my department. I need to hand you up to someone. And then again, this is called passing the buck. It means that, this is not my problem. I'm gonna pass this problem to someone else who I think can solve your problem. But most of the time, you get passed around. Yeah, you actually get passed around to the point whereby you'll be thinking, man, they're gonna pass me around and no one's gonna solve my issue. And then sometimes it gets to the next part. It means that, I'm sorry, so and so is not here. Can I get your number and can I get them to call you back? However, a lot of times you don't get a call back. They do not ever call you back.
They don't know.
Yeah, and then you'll be thinking, oh my God, they never call me back. Maybe I'll shoot them an email. Probably ask them to respond. Again, sometimes, like in your case, HP never responded. So then, what the heck? Then a lot of times, then you get cheesed off. As a consumer or as a customer who ever paid for something, you get a little bit pissed off because you want someone to help you. It might be a simple issue. It might be a very big issue. You want someone to assist you in solving or troubleshooting the issue, or at least to give an answer, right? Or this is the problem, or this is how we will help you fix it. Now, the next part would be time stops for no one. That means that you come in, they're running around, they're busy, and they tell you, I'm sorry, the shop's a little bit busy now. I'm unable to help you with your particular request. Again, leave your number, and then we'll call you back. And then a lot of times, sometimes you took time off your schedule,
Yep.
to go to a particular place,
Yep.
to get your issues resolved. And they tell you, oh, I'm sorry, we can't do it for you now. Just leave your stuff here. We call you back, or when the relevant person is around, we'll call you back. And the last one will be the system's fault. And this is the worst, whereby you've met the relevant person.
Yep.
The person is in front of you, and then he tells you, oh, I'm sorry, I can't help you. The system is like that. The system is broken. Right? This is how it is.
Yes.
This is how it is. Yeah, we get it all the time. This is how it is. Oh, really? And you can't help me resolve the issue? No, I'm sorry. This is how it is. It's just bad luck for you.
So, the thing is that nowadays what we call an industry norm, or like you said, business fatigue. I find a lot of this starts to happen when it's larger corporations.
Yes.
The moment, or even like if it's a business, the moment you have franchise branches.
Yep.
Usually when you're still running one or maybe two, it's controllable.
Yes.
But the moment you decide that you want to go big, and I think that's fair. Everyone wants to scale up. Everybody wants to multiply their business and make more money. I think that's fine. But you do it by sacrificing the after sales. You do it by sacrificing the very people who wants to buy it from you.
Yep.
And I think that's really silly.
Yeah, it is.
And like you said, these four are probably the most common excuses that we get all the time, passing about, never call back. They waste your time.
Yeah, they waste your time.
And blaming on the system. And it happens everywhere. It doesn't matter whether are you in the government,
It happens everywhere, man.
or even if you're in the private. It doesn't matter if you are in the city, or doesn't matter whether it's in Malaysia or even overseas. But this is something that I think people have taken progress in business and sacrificing the humane part of it.
Yep.
After sales is all about humanity. Humility,
It's all about
empathy.
Yeah, it's about empathy. It's about the connection that you have with your customer, and there are actually a lot of ways to actually resolve it. There are actually a lot of ways to actually get around whatever we mentioned. The passing the buck and everything. So one of the things that I wanted to highlight was this business. All right, Ritz-Carlton.
All right.
So Ritz-Carlton, it's a renowned hotel.
Yes.
Now, they are not everywhere. They have probably one in every major city. Now the only now in this book, the new gold standard. So what they spoke about is they spoke about the hotel in the hotel industry, or the hospitable industry, or the hospitality. So hospitality industries are known to be hospitable. That means they are known to be guest centric, consumer centric. Then Ritz-Carlton took it one step ahead, one step forward, one step away from their competitors by introducing something else which nobody ever did. And I think that most businesses should implement that. So what Ritz-Carlton did was empower every single employee in their organization, from the very top, the CEO, to the very bottom, the bellboys, the concierge, the janitors, the housekeeping, whereby everyone, you have the power to solve any guest issue. So let's say sometimes you have an issue with your hotel room, and you walk out and you bump into a security guard, and you tell the security guard, "Hi, sir, I have this particular issue. Maybe the room smells funny." And then the security guard will tell you, sorry sir, this is not my department. You could always call the concierge and they will help you out. And then of course you go and call the concierge, and then the concierge say, "Okay, don't worry sir, we will try and do something for you." But what happens in Ritz-Carlton is different. You walk out, you meet the security guard, he's probably doing his rounds, he's probably still has a lot else to do, and you stop him and say, "Hi sir, there's something wrong with my room." What the security guard does is not to tell you to call concierge or front desk. He would then say, "Okay, sir, you just stay in your room. I'll go and settle it for you." And he goes off and he fixes the problem for you. He finds the relevant person to fix the issue for you. And then that happens in every tier of the organization. It means that a chef, a line cook, can help you settle coffee issues or help you settle your parking issues without the guests needing to do the run around, going everywhere, looking for people at the right department. And what Ritz does is it tells every employee that you are the face of the company. You are the ambassador. How well the guests feel appreciated or they feel welcome is how well you help solve their issues. Of course, smile, give them good service and all, but how well you solve their particular problem. And on top of that, what the employees of Ritz do on a daily basis, every morning or every time before they start their shift, they each share a story of how they've helped a guest, or how they've gone out of their way to help a guest. And what that does is it encourages the other employees to do the same. So that is what they call the Ritz-Carlton hospitality service. Something which I think almost most businesses should do, rather than saying, this is not my department, you should find someone else who's involved. At least every single person that you meet in the organization, it's helpful. They can help you out with something.
I think sharing is very empowering, and in a company that does that and encourage people to talk about what they did, no matter how small. A lot of times, I think we are very shy to share because we feel what we did was insignificant, and because of that, we feel that it was not worth sharing at all. So when people ask, "So what do you do?" You're like, "Nothing." It's easier to say nothing, because you didn't do anything wrong. You just didn't do anything. But sometimes even the smallest thing, it doesn't matter because it's a positive way forward. And over time, of course, the small things will build up to big things. If every day you do the same small thing, one fine day you find that you're doing something different, and it makes a huge impact. Actually, that's a very good Ritz-Carlton mentality. I've heard about the Ritz-Carlton mentality before, and that's many years ago when they were talking about hospitality. The one I heard was that because there's so many of them around the world, and you do pay top-notch prices for Ritz-Carlton. So what's going to set you apart? Again, sales and after-sales service. So their sales is that they make sure they are usually in the center of the city. They are very accessible. They give you top-notch, the best of quality of pillows, mattresses. You can customize everything. You pay enough money, you even get the butler into your room. But what I was told once upon a time was that even the newspaper, if you, Dr. Ingky, fly to New York and you say you wanted to read the Star, they will go all their way to find the Star for you. And if they can't, they'll give you options. But if they found the Star for you, and the next time you checked into London, Ritz-Carlton London, the next day when you wake up, it's expected that they will have the Star at your door. You don't read the London Times. That kind of service is that it's in their system, and they just propagate the system. The moment the same name pops up into their system, they're like, okay, Dr. Ingky likes this, he likes his black coffee with his eggs. So the waiters are supposed to ask, would you like coffee with eggs? Then only you go to, or would you like to see the menu kind of thing. It's just to make you go, how do you know, that kind of feeling. And that's priceless.
Actually, it reminds me of a story when I was in Valencia in Spain. So I was staying at the Westin, so I was just there for a night. So when we arrived, it was roughly about 5 p.m. So my wife and I were hungry at the time, and we wanted to eat really good Spanish food in Valencia, whereby the locals eat. So we approached the front desk as we checked in, and we asked, do you know any restaurants around within walking distance that is nice? And then so the lady in the front desk who checked us in said, okay, what time would you like to have dinner, and what kind of food? I said, well, traditional Spanish food, especially if you have traditional Valencian food, that would be best. Okay, then she said, okay, I will see what I can do, and then we checked in. Then at about 7 p.m. we came down to the reception, and we hoped that she would prepare us a list of restaurants within walking distance, which served nice Spanish food. And when we arrived, and then she remembered us to say, hi, Mr. Lim. All right, so there's this one restaurant, and then she injected her own story, and she said that, I'm actually not from here. I'm actually British, but I'm working in Western Valencia. However, the first time I was here, I brought my parents who were British. I brought my parents to this one restaurant within 15 minutes walk.
All right.
They serve very, very nice paella, traditional paella with rabbit and chickpeas.
Wow.
Right. They said, wow, that's nice. Could you show me the way? Then I'll just walk there. Say, oh, sir, don't worry. I've already made a reservation for you at 7:30.
Okay.
And I didn't ask for reservation, but she went out of her way to call up the restaurant
Pre-booked.
to pre-book it for me, and she already had the handwritten map drawn out.
Wow.
So this is how you walk to the restaurant, and when you get there, they will know it's you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so top notch. You know, it's just simple things like this. She didn't need to do it.
Yes.
She didn't have to do it.
Yes.
But she did it anyway.
That's really just going the extra mile.
Yeah, just going
doing
extra
that
mile.
something extra. We're not asking you to jump through fire hoops, climb Mount Everest to get me the frozen coconut
Yeah.
up there. Nothing. It's something that's already within the arm's reach of what you're gonna do,
Yeah.
and just do that little
Just,
bit extra.
yeah, just a little bit extra stuff.
And it makes you stand out.
Yeah.
Higher likelihood, this kind of services, I would tip very generously these days because you don't get that anymore.
Yes, that's right.
I tip my Grab drivers very generously if they can strike a decently good conversation or at least keep it very clean or drive well at least. This is a very interesting quote, you know. It's simple, go the extra mile and you will stand out from the crowd.
Yeah.
Some people say that, you know, if your day is less crowded, but I don't think you want it to be less crowded. It's good to be in the crowd, but it's
Yeah.
always the best is to stand out so that
Yes, that's right.
you are totally different, and that works in all aspects. Coming back to what I spoke about earlier, so if we see ourselves as the salesperson of our own person and our employers are actually our customers,
Yes.
how can each one of us, and I speak in the best terms, in terms of trying to reach out to anyone, the youths who are still building their careers, and how you want to do the extra mile. And I'll tell you one very simple tip I have. It's so stupidly simple. It's called beat the Monday blues. And you know why? It's a mindset. Every Monday, everyone goes in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Monday.
Everyone dreads Monday.
Everyone hates Mondays.
Yes.
And everyone is low productive until about midday or until the boss starts scolding them the first round. But if you, as the only person, walks in early on Monday, chirpy as though you just struck the lottery, bam, and start doing your work, literally begging your boss, how was your weekend? I'm all fired up. What's next? The first thing the boss will remember is, Lim, you're a bit odd, huh? You're not tired, No, boss. Tell me what to do. Okay, Lim, good, huh? Am I nothing yet? But he'll remember you.
Yeah, that's right.
Everyone else is trying to prove their worth by
Yes.
Thursday or Friday.
Yeah.
And the boss is trying to run out from the office on Thursday, Friday. He'll give you a list of things to do at 12, 1 o'clock, half day work. Government offices close by literally
Yeah.
12:30, 3 o'clock. And everything needs to be done on Friday. And he's not going to pay attention to whoever that's hardworking because everyone's expected to be hardworking.
True.
You're fighting a rat race on Friday to prove your worth. But you still want to go out and enjoy your weekend. You prove your worth on the day where everyone is down, and that's simple. My extra mile was always on a Monday. Go in Monday chirpy like just mentally weird on a Monday. Ooh, wow. Always works, stands out in a crowd. What was your extra mile back at work?
Back at work.
Because you're a boss now, different.
Yeah. I mean, being a boss now is different. But being at work, for me was I remember I was actually stationed in a very, very small clinic. So I was actually in charge of the clinic, and then of course everyone respects you because you're a doctor in charge, and then you have all your nurses underneath you, and then you have all the nurses, and then you have a lot of staff working for you. So you're expected to carry an aura of authority. But what I did was very simple. What I did was I actually told a lot of the staffs, a lot of things you can do without running through me. Yeah, you can do it without running through me. And then of course what I did was then put them up for, I would send them up for courses, do things for them. And on the weekends, on the weekends I'll just, I'll even take them out.
All right.
Yeah, on the weekends I'll even take the staffs out, take the families out, you know, just to have a nice time. Because again, I was in a rural place, it was really far away, there was really nothing to do. So yeah, so I would just take them out.
Yeah, and that's simple. It's
Yeah, it's
building
just
rapport.
something simple. Yeah.
There's a very interesting video when we talk about building stuff, and I'd like to share with everyone. This is Steve Jobs, and someone asked him about what has he done and contributed to Apple. This was back in '97 when he was coming back for his second round.
Yes, come back.
And and we all know Steve Jobs is not the technical guy. He didn't design.
Yep.
He can't program.
Yeah, he can't.
He can't do nuts. He's not an IT person, but he built one of the biggest IT companies in the world. So I'm going to share this clip, and we can just watch it.
Larger vision that's going to allow you to sell $8 billion, $10 billion of product a year. And one of the things I've always found is that you've got to start with the customer experience and work backwards to the technology. You can't start with the technology and try to figure out where you're going to try to sell it. And I've made this mistake probably more than anybody else in this room. And I've got the scar tissue to prove it. And I know that it's the case. And as we have tried to come up with a strategy and a vision for Apple, it started with what incredible benefits can we give to the customer? Where can we take the customer? Not starting with, let's sit down with the engineers and figure out what awesome technology we have, and then how are we going to market that. Larger vision that's going to allow you to sell.
Yeah, I think my itchy hands probably touched it a little bit too fast. But anyone can actually search for it. So it's Steve Jobs, and he puts it very, very interestingly. Everyone thinks that it's the design of the product that was important to bring Apple forward. His philosophy is no. It's building the engagement.
Yeah.
It's getting to know the people, knowing what they want, then building the technology to fit what they want.
Yep.
For example, when the iPod was first designed, do you remember the iPod with
Yeah.
that spinning dial?
Yes, I remember the iPod.
Revolutionary at that
Yeah.
time, because no buttons, single button,
exactly.
there's no play or everything, just one dial. And if you watch the movie Steve Jobs, towards the end, he was seeing his daughter walking around with the Walkman, the Sony Walkman.
Yes.
And he told her, how would you like? Someday I'm going to create something that will put 1,000 songs into your hand. And that was the vision. The vision was to put 1,000 songs into your hand that no Walkman could do with a cassette, no Discman could do with a CD. And that was the vision. He generated what was known as that sales service first.
Yes, that's
knowing
right.
that's what the customer wants.
That's true.
Then you build the world around you. Same thing as us as workers or as business owners. We always think that our product, damn hell of a great.
Yeah.
We as a worker, damn hell of a great. The company is lucky to have us. But actually, they are our customers. We need to know what they want and work our ass off.
That's true.
And provide slightly more. Then they know we are worth more than what they are paying us.
Yeah.
As long as that kind of mentality is there, then the after sales service always wins.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, the after sales service is actually more important than your actual sales pitch, because end of the day, and this has been proven time and time again in a lot of in a lot of studies, that 80% of your income comes from only 20% of your customers.
Yeah.
And as long as you can retain these 20% of your customers, you then make 80% of the money. It means that you do not need to spend the energy and the resources to make 100% of your customers happy. Of course, if you make all of them happy, even better. But if you focus on after sales service, making your 20% of your top customers happy, they'll keep coming back. And on top of that, as I mentioned earlier, there will be your spokesperson, there will be a spokespeople. They will talk about you.
Yep.
They will recommend you
Yep.
to their friends.
Yep.
And friends bring friends then.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that just keeps going on and
Yeah.
on. But of course, there's always the other extreme, whereby if someone is overzealous with after sales service, have you met some? We usually see this. I'm very sorry, but please take it in good jest and good faith. We usually see this in people who are doing MLM and insurance.
Oh yeah.
Once they're done, right? The after sales is okay, but when they have something new to sell to you, it's like, hey, by the way, Dr. Lim, how are you?
Yeah,
This new product, how to show you?
True.
Overzealous.
Yeah.
After sales service.
Yeah. Yeah.
The message is, you need to have good after sales.
Yeah.
After sales, going the extra mile is very important, but don't go crazy overboard either.
Yeah. I mean, it's great to have great after sales, but also learn to watch your customers' body language. If they've had enough, then they've had enough.
Yeah. I think one thing we need to know is between after sales and upselling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So after sales just means it's done, finished.
Yeah.
No more money should transact. Now it's all about the service,
Yes,
giving you
that's
a
right.
good experience. Upselling is not after sales.
No, upselling is different.
That's after sell.
Yeah, upselling is wanting you to part with more money, wanting a customer to part with more money. That's different.
And that's different. But that's also another way of saying. On one hand, you can say you're going the extra mile for the company, but
True.
it's not going extra mile for the overall service.
Yes. Now, upselling. Upselling. To be honest, I mean, I've seen a lot of upselling, and if the after sales is good, the upselling comes along with it. It means that you do not need to work very hard to upsell if your customer is already, or yourself, you're already a loyal customer. It doesn't take a lot of effort to upsell your current customer. So as long as your after sales is good, you can then upsell them, or you can sell them a different product altogether.
Usually, it's not even selling. Usually, they will be the ones asking you,
Oh yeah.
Doc, what else can we do?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like you had a really pleasant time at, let's say, buying some clothes, and when you're checking out, suddenly you're like, okay, what else goes with this shirt? Do you have some ties? Show me some ties. You've got some socks. I'm suddenly feeling like, I might as well just spend until Christmas and don't spend anymore. So you don't really need to upsell if the experience was so good. They can't, and if they've got the time and the money, they will part with it.
Yeah, definitely.
And that goes for just about any service. Even food, dessert.
Yeah.
You've done already. I know I'm full, and then suddenly like, I'll bring the dessert menu.
Yeah.
Or what else do you have? Sometimes people will just ask that general question, and you leave it to the waiter, the waitress to recommend. And interestingly enough, even when it comes to restaurants, I always love to go to small restaurants, because when you ask that question, what else do you have?
Yes.
A good one will actually say, let me see what we have in the kitchen. And then the chef will come back.
Yes.
And they'll say, it's not on the menu. Suddenly I feel very special.
Oh yeah, exactly. Exactly.
special.
Yeah, you do.
And it's a trick.
It's a trick.
For all I know, it's all in the fridge.
Yes.
Dessert of the week. But we're going to say, it's not on the menu.
Yep.
And we enjoy your company,
Yeah.
and would like to make something special on your occasion today.
Yep.
Is there any special occasion? Or do you like oranges? We'll add a touch of glazed orange onto your dessert. During those moments, I never feel they're selling it to me.
Yeah, it's not. So one of the, okay, now since you were talking about restaurants, so this actually this brings back a particular pleasant memory. So we were at this one French, it's a French fusion cuisine. So it's a small restaurant. It's a small restaurant. They didn't have many patrons. At the same time, they were rather new. So when we got in, we sat down and we ordered just mains. We didn't order starters. We didn't order any entrees. Nothing. We just ordered mains, and because we just want to have a simple dinner. But what came after that was, right before dinner came, they served some starters.
All right.
And they say, oh, I'm sorry, we didn't order anything. Oh, no. This is our chef is experimenting with with a new menu.
Nice.
And he would like, for your feedback.
Nice.
And it served something very different. And the waitress, she explained, in this layer is this, as you know, French food, it's simple but it's complex at the same time. So she explained every single detail, and this is how you eat it. And we were pleasantly surprised because we didn't order it.
Yep.
And it wasn't, and she mentioned it wasn't on the menu. And of course, the best thing is free.
Yep.
After we've had dinner and all, out came dessert without even ordering. And she mentioned again, the chef is again experimenting with this new dessert. We've had good feedback. We might include it in our future menu, but we're going to serve you 2 small portions and let us know how you feel. And it was actually very good. All right, the food was good, number one. Secondly, because they surprised us. It took us by surprise.
Yep.
We ended up going back to the restaurant multiple times.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
We ended up going back multiple times. We had even had a family function where we booked out the entire restaurant.
Wow.
And really the food was good. And
Where is
every
it?
time,
Where's this place?
it's in Ara Damansara. It's a place called Champignon. So they named themselves after this French mushroom. So it's the food is decent. The food is good, but the service was great.
Alright.
And of course, being a small restaurant and all, the chef personally came out every time a patron ordered something, a guest ordered something, the chef would come out. The chef would just greet them and say, hi, how are you doing, thanks for coming by. And these are the simple things, simple touches that the business can do.
Yeah, I think when it comes to business, that is nothing beats the simple touch.
Yeah.
My dad had a short discussion with me yesterday, and he said that places like Alibaba, eBay, they're so advanced now.
Yeah.
Everything's automated.
Yes.
When you put in an order, the robots go in, everything's done. And even these days, even restaurants are doing that.
Yeah.
A couple of restaurants whereby there's no waiters.
Yeah.
You're expected to open your app, open your phone,
Open your phone,
scan the QR code,
scan the menu,
the menu comes out,
place your order,
and then it comes with the automated robot.
Yes.
This usually is in the sushi restaurants.
Yes, that's right.
Comes up to you and you go, wow, so cool, so canggih. But at the end of the day, right, how much are they going to charge you? Fair. 10 ringgit a plate, 15 ringgit a plate. How many plates are you going to order? 10 plates? It's quite filling, So they took out maybe 150, 200 ringgit out of you. Then comes this Japanese omakase. Have you been?
Oh yeah, Japanese omakase is superb.
Look at his face.
Loved it.
See, you love it or you hate it. You love the experience. But when you pay through your nose.
Oh yeah, of course.
Per head, what? 300, 400
Yes,
minimum?
it's not cheap.
It's not cheap. It goes up to 1,000, 2,000.
Yeah.
And the only thing you're gonna get is the chef
Yeah.
preparing in front of you.
Yeah.
With a fish that's meant for you.
Yes,
With the
that's right.
cutlery that was open up in front of you, clean and slice that fish, served right in front of you. Finish. After that, he wraps up everything, all cutleries, and brings it back to the kitchen to wash.
So in Japan, omakase just means the chef's favorite. So basically, you don't get to choose the menu; the chef chooses it for you. But if you do trust the chef, or because the establishment is famous, then you trust the chef. Now, coming back to Japanese food, then now I have an experience in Japan. In Japan, at the foot of Mount Fuji, in a very small town. So at the time, my wife and I, we were looking for, again, we like to look for local cuisines.
All right.
So we wanted to look for a place in Japan that Japanese frequent and not tourists.
Tourists.
And not touristy. If you go to a tourist place, they will serve you subpar food and then they will charge you a lot.
Correct.
So we wanted a place whereby Japanese eat. So we were on Google Maps, and then there was one izakaya. Izakaya means a small pub casual dining, whereby it was a lot of 5-star reviews from Japanese. It was all written in Japanese.
Wow. Okay.
And it was just walking distance, about 15 minutes from our hotel. So we said, you know what, we would try that. We walked in. It was a very small house. Right, it was actually based in one of the houses, our housing area. Very small house. We missed it a couple of times because there wasn't really a signboard. Now we went in, and when we got in, there was a guy who met us at the door.
All right.
He sat us down.
Okay.
He showed us the menu. Unfortunately, it was all in Japanese, and he couldn't speak much English.
All right.
So we used Google Translate to translate majority of the menu.
Okay.
And then we asked him very simply, what is your
Best.
your best, you know, what is the chef's favorite? And then he said, okay, you know, so in his simple English, he said, people come here, they order beer, and then they eat A, B, C. This 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
And I said, fine, we will have it. Then he left. Then we noticed as the night went on that he was the chef, he was the waiter,
Wow.
he was the cashier,
Wow.
he was everything.
Okay.
He was, the entire establishment was a one-man show establishment, and still he did it with a smile, never once complained, and you felt that the service was top-notch. And there was even a point in time whereby he was sending us out of the door, and there were other customers coming in, and there were even a table they was asking for extra drinks. They were putting their hands up, and we told him, it's okay, you know, you go serve your other guests. He said, no, I will show you the door. And he walked us all the way to the door, say bye to us, and left, while he had other patrons inside
Calling his attention.
calling his attention. So that is great service.
That's
It was
fantastic
great
service. Yeah, so I think when all this just boils down to going the extra mile.
Yeah.
If we are prepared to go the extra mile, it leaves such an impression. People talk about it. People
Yeah.
remember you for life.
Yeah.
Your service is no longer at the value you charge. In fact, that service becomes an added value. People are getting better worth compared to what they are paying for. And it doesn't matter whether it's a product, it doesn't matter whether it's a consumer service, it doesn't matter if it's even our personal employment status, as long as whoever that paid the money
Yes.
felt they got a good value out of it,
Yeah.
that is already going the extra mile. And I think
Yeah.
that's what we are trying to share with everyone out there, that no matter what you do, don't always be calculative of your time, don't be calculative of I'll only give you what you pay for.
Yeah.
Don't do the whole, you pay peanuts, I'm going to give you monkey service.
Yeah.
You know, if they pay peanuts, they still deserve a royal service. Doesn't
They
matter.
do. And they will be surprised because they expected, when you pay peanuts, they expected
Monkey service.
monkey service.
Yeah.
But if you have given them a royal service, they will be surprised and they will come back.
Correct. And they will speak highly of
Yes.
you, and because of that, you will get your royal patron someday.
That's right. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So with that, I think we're going to be signing off today with the after sales service and going the extra mile.
Yeah.
We will be back again next week with another topic, and
Yeah.
I think the following week we have a guest, right?
Oh yeah, so in 2 weeks' time, we will be talking about hypnotism and how you can hypnotize anyone, your business partners, your customers, or even your spouse
To do what you want.
to do what you want.
A bit of a teaser. A bit of a
Yes.
teaser is that I'm going to be asking the question about pukao.
Pukao, yeah,
Pukao.
we'll be talking about pukao.
So we always say that when someone goes out, then they kena pukao, then they lost a lot of money. Now, is pukao really black magic,
Yeah.
or is it hypnotism?
Yeah, or is it hypnotism?
And
So yeah,
see whether we can explain it with the science of
Yes.
hypnotism and NLP.
that's right. All right, until next time.
Until next
see you
time,
guys.
see you guys.